This was my first time back in the county jail since '93.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray we all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is gonna send you a bill.
Stayed out. I got out to Hatchby in '95. Stayed out 3 months. I went back to the county. I stayed in the state module. I was trying to shake the module. I go to court. I went to board. Took my little deal. I took 2 years, and that's when I came back from court. That's when the shit popped off. When I went up in the tank and the Mexicans took off, I started beating their ass with the cane. They had a couple little cat scratches on my head. It wasn't no big deal. So when I went back to the module, me and Crazy D from Drac went back to the module. You know, Crazy D. I told him, I like, yeah, cuz let the homies know what's happening. Even though I went up in there and the police handcuffed me to the bench because they was taking me to the Crip module. So that's what's happening with that. But at the time, this was my first time back in the county jail since '93. And when I was and I got married in '93, September '93, I was in North and got married in East Mass.
Shout out to Deke and Crook from Drac. They was in Jamestown with me.
So what I did when I fucked up when I said that the '60s had a green light on Drac, now in '93 it was a different thing because the Drac '60s was at war, and I know for a fact it was a green light, but it wasn't like the Dracs was running. They were squabbling up because I remember I had to tell Lil Devil one time in North, he was squabbling with a Drac that had a cast on. Little youngster had just came in from the streets, got shot in his hand. He fall up in our dorm in North. This is in the '93.
Wayside North?
Wayside North, Wayside North, the Thunder Dorm. Little Devil from 6-0 in there. He want to get down with this dude, but I'm still big Drac. I'm running shit. I said, go ahead, cuz Drac got down with him in one hand, even though Devil was winning the fight, dude didn't tap out. But Devil wanted to overdo him, and I got in that shit. Nah, you ain't finna do that, homie. This Crip. So I let that go. And the same thing with your boy C-Rock, Creep. Ask C-Rock about me, homie. Big Drac. He was in Lancaster one time, homie. On the Crip yard, we all was in the hole. You know, we took a vote, homie. I'm the only one didn't vote. They took a vote. I'm the only one didn't vote, Creep. I say, nah, if he got to get it, that dude got to get it too. But the one dude, he was from A-Train Gang, so I ain't gonna say his name. He wanted them to get C-Rock because he didn't like C-Rock. They was trying to, they was on C-Rock because they was mad after the riot. C-Rock came out doing that Mac rep shit, but he wasn't the only one that came out because when the policy was if you came out the first Mahinde you see, you got to go. C-Rock didn't do that, but he wasn't the only one to do that. Dude from, I ain't gonna say it's set, but he off the east side, he didn't do it. But we ended up going to the hole on some other shit because I went back there and beat the brakes off my homeboy Lil Phil. I was back there with my homeboy Big Snap. This was in Lancaster in 2002. We was on B yard, and we all landed on the same Crip yard. Me, Lil Billy from Grape, Throw Down from Nutty Block. You know what I'm saying? And then they had the shit. They want, and I say, nah, you can't do C-Rock like that. And because of that, it didn't happen. And C-Rock will tell you this day. But I already knew C-Rock. Same thing with Bird, homie. So I ain't gonna never leave y'all out of this Crip shit, because y'all dudes is legend with y'all cripping, homie. Much respect. And that little slide in about the paperwork that was found on the tier, okay, let me explain that to you, Creep. We knew about it. I knew about it. I wanted him removed. But my homie Lil Loco wanted him to stay because you know what we was up against. We was going on that, you know what was going on. So they wanted him for as a torpedo because you knew how he go. And even though he did that shit to them kids, hey, physically could nobody fuck with that boy nighttime. Yeah, I'm gonna say his name because he needs his name need to be said. You know, fuck him. But like I said, during them times, we needed him on that Crip module because he was a Haitian and he was good with martial arts and he was putting his foot up in them niggas' asses. And you know that. So that's why. But that wasn't my call, Creep.
So let me ask you something. How did something that was created out of protection and love and respect and loyalty become so volatile and hatred towards one another? How did that turn into what it is today? I mean, you know, because I'm telling you, it started out of love, protection, community, respect,
You talking about
and loyalty.
Crippin'?
Yes.
Look, I ain't done my
From your perspective.
I ain't done my homework. I've been around guys like Ronnie Bam from East Coast. I've been around the best, you know, and I'm gonna tell you about that. It ain't never Crip didn't start because of no revolution. Crip was no definition.
I ain't saying that.
CRIP. What? Mm-hmm. So what are you saying?
I'm saying that Crippin' was created out of love for your homies, love for yourself, loyalty and respect.
But it's also.
But how did it become what it is today? Because the original Crippin' was about protection of the community, of the neighborhood. It wasn't about the hatred of because that Crip live over there or that Crip live over there, that block or that street.
We was all up under one flag, man.
Yes.
We was all up under one flag. When you're up under one flag, it's different, man. That's why the South Siders is so strong in number. Because when they go to jail, they up under one thing. And you know, but with the Crip, we started off like that. When I was a young dude in YA, you know, I met all these other guys from other areas and I kicked it with all the down dudes. And even though they had enemies that they had to deal with on their side of town, but if you was my friend and I see you fight, I didn't give a fuck where you was from. Nigga, I'm getting in. That's just how it was. And that was Crip love. You know what I'm saying? Because we all had the same code. We all had the same last name. And you know how it was with us in the Bloods back then. You know, I'm just keeping 100. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised as a Crip killer. You know, I was a Crip before I was a man, but I'm a man now, so I can dissect everything I did wrong and if I could do different. But something what you just saying is this generation, all OGs went to jail. The crack came out. You know, we had morals when we was young. I was more militant more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are true. I come up out the 70s. So I come out the 70s, like I said, with a militant mentality. So it just put me with the Crip thing, it was cool. Because it's just being a part of a group of people that you already grew up with. Regardless if it was Crip, it don't matter. It is what it is, but still, you got the dope, you got these young mamas now, you got kids that don't respect their mama, they call their daddies bitches. My son called me a motherfucker a bitch before. On the phone in jail. I was hurt. This is my son. Never talk, you know, I love this boy, but you know, it hurts, but look.
Let me say this to you though,
everybody ain't as passionate as me when it comes to this shit, because a lot of these old fake
and
dudes,
that's why I'm gonna say this to you.
They buy niggas with money and they try to turn motherfuckers against other motherfuckers.
Selective politics.
Selective politicking, man. And these youngsters, they don't have no one to turn to. That's why I'm telling y'all, when y'all want to ask a question, you call Homie Capone, call Crip, call the real G's that you don't see. You know why you don't see them? Because they did so much dirt, they don't want to be seen no more. When you got old motherfuckers trying to validate themselves still, what do that tell you? I'll be 57 years old. I don't need to do nothing else. I could have stopped banging when I was 25. I could have stopped cripping when I was 21. I went to YA. I dealt with all them dudes at their best, all them PBGs, all them motherfuckers. Nigga can't tell me shit.
I got a question. Well,
bitch ass motherfucker.
I'm gonna ask you this, right?
And fuck Blueface. Blueface got put on the set in 2017. I don't give a fuck if he was raised in the Marvins, but he was in the Valley. They brought him in the hood on 2017. They put him on the set. I don't give a fuck where he was raised at. So I'm gonna also correct that too. And other than that, man, you know, it wasn't no green light on the Durocs in 95. But like I said, I made a mistake on that, and it was a green light on the Crips. That's probably why those motherfucking Mexicans wanted to whoop my ass in that tank. Now I see why they were so aggressive on me. I didn't know that because I was just in the county. I just went to the Crip module for a week. I wasn't there for all the shit. I was just there for down there a week, and then I caught the chain. So all that other shit you was talking about, Creep, I wasn't there for that, homie. But I'm gonna respect your Crip and respect your set, homie. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But everything else is facts.
So know this, Drac.
Yeah.
Before you argue with someone, ask yourself, is this person mentally mature enough to grasp the concept of different perspectives? Because we all have different perspectives, and sometimes people overlook that. It's not, and if not, there's no point in arguing with them. If they can't grasp that there are different perspectives or different ways of explaining things, because there's the thing, right? I could be right here and I can see an accident right over there, right?
Yeah.
You can see the same accident. You're going to explain it according to whatever your upbringing or whatever your understanding, your vocabulary, and how you express yourself and enunciate different words.
Yeah.
You're going to explain it that way, and it might sound different from where I say it, right? But that don't mean that you didn't see the same accident and you didn't see the same. There may be a detail or two I missed, a detail or two that you catch. I'm just saying, that's just human nature, bro. And a lot of times people, they try to be overly critical in this thing, and they want you to have every T crossed and every I dotted.
You know what I
There's
think?
no 100%. There's no one that's perfect, bro. My bottom line on that. No perfect people.
I don't bang no more. I don't do none of that. I care less about that shit. You know. But like you said, I just was passionate about my Crip, and that's all.
No, I see you passionate, but
No.
you also been triggered by different individuals, you know.
I just don't like a person that mislead people. I always try to lead by example, Mel. Even in the county jail, I go in the dorm, the whole dorm changes. I don't negotiate. I don't care if it's 5 of us and 30 of them. If we've been having 3 phones for the last 5 years, we don't need to give these motherfuckers another phone. I just try to let these brothers know we might not be strong in number, but our heart is bigger than numbers, man. If we fight together, put our back together, we don't lose. And I just try to bring that warrior out these brothers, man. So even when I was doing my schoolyard thing, when I was a Candyman, I did everything. Sold dope, jack, rob, everything. You know, I was over there in the hood one day. I was in the hood the other day playing with my little homeboy D-Lo, Big D-Lo. Guy I've been knowing since he was a child. And he was playing. He was like, "Oh, Big Drac, the homie said you lying on the podcast. You wasn't from the set in 81, 82." And that shocked me. Who could say that? I just told you a story how I got my name. That was in 81. I've been from schoolyard since 1980. But even though, you know, I started crossing the street in 81. So I say, who can tell you this? I say, dumbass, I was in jail all 82. I was in jail with your auntie, Robbie. Big Hollywood from the set. We was in Sylmore Juvenile Hall in 82. I went to jail for my homeboy Wicked. November 1981 at Midtown, about the story I told you about my homeboy snatching the lady purse. I went to jail for that. I was with my homeboy Capone, Lil Bodine, Screwy. We was getting money together. All these dudes are the original schoolyards. Some of these guys you think is your big homies, we really are they big homies because we planted in this set. We didn't come from other areas. A lot of your big homies been from blood gangs first. They been from the 60s. Then they said, oh, let me try the schoolyards. That's why when shit happened, they easy to back up. I ain't never sat back and watch a homie get beat up on and not jump in. If I get in gang fights. I'm passionate with this shit. Check my resume.
You gang related and gang active.
If I'm with you, I'm squabbling with you. It ain't none of this backing up. I'm gonna get my hands dirty in war. I don't have the money. I didn't have the look. I didn't have the shiny teeth. You know, I got these scars on my face because I wasn't no big old dude, but I stayed down. And motherfuckers ain't ever gonna take that. Fuck your bitch. Excuse my language. I stayed down. I'm still stay down.
Well, I know you coming from the Pitts bloodline, so
yeah, man,
that in itself kind of speaks.
But you know what it is though, Mel? A lot of people don't really know how deep I am with over there, because a lot of these guys that I used to call my big homie, I just came to him as Genghis Drac. Even before I was Drac, they called me Dr. Doom from Schoolyard. I was claiming Dr. Doom from Schoolyard in 1980. All my original homies, we was all on the same baseball team in 1980. The Tigers, me, Capone, Stan, Spike. You understand? Felix, you know what I'm saying?
Why Dr. Doom?
Because I was a comic book freak. I love the comic book. My daddy boy was a comic book freak, and he gave me all the comic books, and I read all the comic books. I read every comic book, Dr. Doom, the Overmind, Galactus. You know, I knew the origin of when they created the Silver Surfer. But Dr. Doom, and that's why I went from Dr. Doom to Drac, because I couldn't really get a name, and that's why I said that dude that was clowning with me, And he started calling me Frankenberry. Of course, that name, you know, and but other than that, homie, that's about it on that, man. I mean, shit, other than that, if y'all need to check on me, homie,
Bang your line?
yeah, bang my line, shit. I call a homie, Cap. One thing about my homie Capone is a G schoolyard. Capone, I was banging before Capone, but Capone been from the set longer than me. I'm gonna give that dude that credit. I'm gonna say been from the set because Capone been in the hood since 1969. He was over there when everybody and their mama moved over there. If it got anything to do with schoolyard Crip, call Compton, Capone, Darky, Sharky. You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
Call there it is there.
Lock the door.
Cali Finders, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga Wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day.